We are hours away from what may be a quorum in the Texas House, allowing the second special session of the Texas legislature to move forward. This after Democrats left the state to stop a vote on controversial new congressional maps. It brought the entire lawmaking process to a standstill.
There being 97 members present, a quorum is not present. The House and Gallery...
House Speaker Dustin Burrows said he expects the quorum to be restored on Monday to continue their work on Governor Abbott's agenda. Good Sunday morning. I'm Phil Prazen from NBC5.
And I'm Gromer Jeffers, political writer with the Dallas Morning News. The second special session in Austin is underway after Democrats derailed the first.
The Texas Speaker of the House set a Labor Day goal to finish the House's work and to pass the governor's 19-item agenda.
Every strategy is at play. Depends on when and whether the Democrats show up. But we hold a lot more bullets in our belt that we will be ready to use if we need to.
Right, Gromer, many of the topics will remain the same. That includes those controversial new mid-decade congressional maps that will likely give Republicans 5 more seats in Congress. But there is a new item on the second session agenda, an additional one to address the deadly flooding in Central Texas. That item is listed as legislation to ensure and enhance youth camp safety. We spoke to Tom Bean, Republican member of the Texas House, Shelley Luther, about extending the clock in Austin and if Democrats should get any punishment for breaking quorum. Here's that conversation.
We've known this was going to happen for quite a while now. The word that I would describe it as exhaustion. There's nothing worse than driving to Austin multiple times to do nothing.
Representative, in your view, should Democrats pay some sort of penalty for the quorum break? And if so, what? What do you think?
So that's a little bit tricky for me to answer right now, and you'll find out why later. There's a lot of things that the rules allow us to do, and they're very aware of those. As far as anything on top of that, we'll just have to wait and see.
And you mentioned the agenda. It's an ambitious agenda. Any reason why you can't get through it all in 30 days?
We're going to get through the whole thing. Okay.
And in terms of relationships, I know the quorum break may have led to bitter feelings, perhaps. Do you anticipate people will be able to work together once everybody gets back?
I'm actually very, very friendly with most of the Democrats. My desk mate and I sit on the quote unquote Democrat side where most of the Democrats sit. We're right in the middle of them. And they are my friends, but this isn't about friendships. This is about taking care of business. And I have to be unemotional about it.
When you look at the agenda, it looks like the flooding recovery bills are up, front and center. Is there a worry that after those flooding bills get passed, the Democrats could do another quorum break and stop some of the more conservative stuff and redistricting, the things that they don't want to do? Are you worried about that at all?
I'm not worried about it at all.
It sounds like there's a plan.
I don't mean to be shy with you. I'm normally not. Usually I'll just tell you whatever. But I know that the redistricting is number one on the plan, period. Those maps are getting done, period.
Are you worried about California or these Democratic states passing maps that, have districts that will trend Democrat and eliminate some of the Republican gains made on this map? Are you worried about that at all?
I'm not. And, my mom lives out in California. She is a staunch conservative. And it's funny, if you look at their partisan lines, they have a lot of Republicans in that state that are not being represented. So I don't think they can gerrymander their map much more than what they've already done. If anything, that'll give make some districts maybe feasible for some of those Republicans to take back. So I would see it as a challenge.
We also spoke with Dallas Democrat Toni Rose. Here's her reaction to the early end of the first special session and the call for a second.
But my reaction is that we've won. You know, one of the things we wanted to do when we decided to break quorum was to run out the clock. And so we've done it. We've won. And so we're excited that the first special legislative session has ended.
When will you be back? Representative Rose?
That's to be determined.
You guys had some demands? Do you feel like the demands have been met and the conditions met for you to return to Austin, to the Capitol, for the next legislative session?
Yes, because one of the number one things that we wanted to do when we returned for the special legislative session was to address the flood issues. And so we wanted to make sure to work on the flood funding. And instead, we came and were faced with just dealing with redistricting, which to me was not the most important issue. You know, the floods in Kerr County was very detrimental to that community and the state of Texas. And so we wanted to make sure that relief was provided for that community instead of being focused on redistricting.
Was there any thought of staying out longer, maybe even this next special session? Were there conversations about that?
Well, here's the deal. Of course, you know, at the beginning, our goal all along was just to run out the clock on the first legislative session. And of course, you can't have a group of 54 people and not have people to have different positions. But one of the things about it, we're all on the same page now. And so when our return is to be determined, but we're all on the same page.
Some representatives on the Republican side, you know, are emphasizing that they want some type of consequences for people who have broken quorum. Is that something you worry about?
One of the things that I can say, I've been around Dallas County politics since I was 9 years old. And I remember and recall my dad and other Black leaders in Dallas working hard to make sure we had representation. And so for me to sit back and just watch them try to remove Black leadership in Dallas County, I don't care about any type of leadership role. That's not important to me. What's important is my community having a voice on their representation, and what they're doing is stripping away our voices. As the way the maps stand, one white voter will be equivalent to 4 Black voters. That's insane, to remove that political power from us.
Representative, you're known for having good relationships throughout the Capitol, throughout the legislature. You think you'll be able to maintain those relationships with Republicans also after this latest redistricting episode?
Well, one of the things my Republican colleagues always say is that this is what their constituents want and this is what their party wants. Well, we're doing what our constituents want and what our party wants. We are not going to just sit back and just say, okay, you know, we're going to go along with it. We're using a strategy, or not a strategy, we're using a tool that has been in our rules for many years. So this is not like we're doing something different and out of order. We haven't done anything illegal.
Meanwhile, across the country, California Governor Gavin Newsom called for a special election on November 4th to address redistricting in his state. The goal, pick up 5 additional Democratic seats to offset the 5 Republican seats President Trump has called on Texas to deliver.